Hey guys, Segef with Frontlinetactic, and over this weekend is the private invite for Division 2 beta. This is kind of fun. I played the hell out of the first division, and so this is just kind of a rant and compilation of some of the play that I had on Friday before the servers went down. There've been just testing stuff. It's a normal beta, so like there's a huge disclaimer about like, hey, we're testing stuff, hardware, software, things like that. And the game is prettier. Just I know my rig is aging, and I'm in the process of sorting out a new one. But this is the list of the customization. Kind of just going through a bunch of randos when you start up the game, which this isn't going to be indicative of the final, I understand, but it would have been nice to sit there and play with character creation a little bit, but oh well. But I like it. I like the Division 2 a lot. It plays just like the previous one, except a tad smoother. Well, I'm sure a lot smoother if I had a better rig. But I know some people would view that as a bad thing, that it feels the same in that way. To me, it feels like a proper sequel. Like you take a game with its core mechanics and then you polish it. So it still has the snap and cover, the maneuverability, the controls are almost the same. Armor's different and gear is different. There's a lot of things that are different that I like, or if it's not so much I don't like, it's just having to get used to because it's different. And change is different. But I really like what they've done with the gear. The gear is less so much focused on stats, like raw stats, and more of what you want. Like if you want to go crit build, go crit build. If you want to go special ability perk, go special ability perk, or mage build as some people say. Then you have that gear to pick up. And so it kind of streamlined it. As well as the mods for the guns are like universal. So that was the weird thing, was see right here in this screen, these are your perks. And at the end of my play so far this weekend that I've done, today is Saturday, so I get the second weapon slot so that I can have a second long, sling. And then the other option I end up picking up is underbarrel, and that gives me a nice little like fist grip. But it's like a slant rail. It's a piece of crap. I hate those things. They don't. I don't care what people say. They does not feel ergonomically correct in your hand. Anyways. And then later I unlocked optic scopes, which then it gave me like a free red dot. So I was able to attach those on each one of my guns. That was really cool. And so that way you're not stripping and modding, and so you can just build all your guns that way. If you want to test out a gun, you don't have to strip off all the mods to test out a gun and then be like, oh, I don't like the handling, I don't like the fire rate, and then you have to strip it and reapply them. You're like, crap, which ones did I put on what gun? Like, that was a problem I had in the first division. This one, no, you just put on what you want. Granted, I didn't get very many mods for my gear and my stuff. They still have mods for a lot of your backpacks, and so majority of your gear can get mods, and then you have your normal gun mods where it's like your barrel, undermount, side mount. Some of them even have side mount, so you can have 2 mods on your barrel. So you got to keep an eye on that. That's one thing I noticed, that one of my guns had like 5 or 6 mods on it. Another cool thing that I noticed is that all your gadgets, special abilities, are modded too. I didn't unlock any mods. I'm sure that's going to come out in the final game, or possibly further than I was actually at. But I like to use the gun turret, set up crossfire scenarios, and you could change that one out. Not just that, when you pick your gadgets, you get to pick what gadget it is. It's not modded out, or it's not it's not a progression tree this time. So it has to do with leveling. So you pick which version you want first. Like, I had the option between, there's 3 options for the turret. There was the normal assault turret, which was just like an SMG or, assault rifle bore. And then there was the flamethrower. And then there was the high velocity sniper rounds, which fires slowly but does more damage. And I thought that was really cool, especially if you're working with someone that likes to play snipers. Like, when I used to play with Divination all the time with Division 1, and he did a sniper healer build, and he didn't use the turret because he would shoot with his sniper or battle rifle builds farther than what the turret would shoot. But now with that build, a sniper build, you can basically set up a double sniper nest with that. So this really changes up some of the dynamics of how you want to engage bosses. Now right here is just me doing a test of movement, just seeing how it feels. And you can see the frame rate drops and stuff. It really hurts my rig. Beautiful game, but the open world and the green leaves and like the rugged textures really throws my CPU and video card into tizzy. Otherwise, yeah, I noticed I get a much better performance when I go to places like in alleyways and underground buildings and things like that. My computer handles it much better, just like in Diablo or in Division 1. That was the same kind of texture manifest. But every once in a while, my rig will catch up and it looks really pretty for a minute, and then yeah, I'm gonna fix that. But running around, looting and things like that, and exploring, like open world exploring, like free play, it feels beneficial. Like, I'm very. If you give me a sandbox and you tell me to go somewhere, I get very ODD and defiant. I'm like, I'll go where I want. And so, like Skyrim, I don't know, I put in like 1,200 hours in Skyrim, and I still never beat the game because I just never went to the main story. I just did all the side quests. There's a ton of side things to do that I've noticed. And looting feels natural. It feels like when you get things, it's like, hey, I found just components of things. Hey, I found metal. Hey, I found this. And then there's little things that you find. Trinkets is what they're called. Like teddy bears, screwdrivers, ratchet wrench, lighters. I'm trying to think of all the little things. They're just like everyday objects that you can just find. And then occasionally, you can find a citizen that is trying to do or perform a task. Like I rolled up on some friendly scavengers. They said hi and things like that, and they're like looting around in the trash, scrubbaging around, trying to find stuff. And one of them was asking for a socket wrench. I didn't have a socket wrench, otherwise I would have given it to him. But that is really cool that you're just randomly gathering stuff, and some of the scavenging is it can be just like plastic, steel. I mean, you're just randomly finding this stuff, and so it's not so much like where I know this corner of the street, it's always going to give me cloth. And so when you break down items, it's that way, but rummaging around through the streets feels like you're looting. It feels like you're scavenging. It feels very organic, and it adds to the immersion of the sandbox. The interaction with the NPCs when they're patrolling, they get in firefights. They did in a little bit in Division 1, but it feels more natural. It feels more thought out. Yeah, there was some rubber banding there. Or not rubber banding, but just poor papping. So all in all, I really, really like Division 2, and I can't wait to pick it up. I'm going to be playing it some more. My tag is Segef. No, my tag for Ubisoft, is Bustedhelix. I guess I'll put it down in the section below. So if you guys see me, maybe I'll try to join up with some of you guys over this weekend. They're supposed to be doing more maintenance now and then, as well as I believe servers go down officially on February 11th, which I think is a Monday afternoon when they have that planned. Well, guys, thanks for listening to me. I hope some of my gameplay is watchable here, even though my computer, it really sucks. It needs upgrades. But don't let my crappy view or display discourage you from going and checking this game out, especially if you liked the Division 1. Alright, guys. Stay safe on the front line.